Hi guys, and welcome back to this month's YouTube clip where we highlight buy-to-let property deals, different options every single month, and we've been doing this now for over a year. It seems to have been going well. Big congratulations to all the investors that have bought properties over the last couple of months, especially in Chester, Birmingham, Manchester. We've had a few up, two down terraced houses that have gone as well, and some of the student properties we've sold as well. So big congratulations to those guys. For those people who are first time watching this YouTube clip, we source and manage property investment deals all over the UK in different areas. So it doesn't just make sense for you, it makes sense for us as well. So it's a win-win situation. So not only do we share the research on the areas these property investments are in, but we also share the rental forecast along with our management fees and everything else that's involved with the purchase, and help you through it step by step. Up until completion, and right when we manage in the property, we look after you on that front as well. We're approaching December, so it's the time of jolly and presents and a lot of spending. I've got 4 children, so it's not good news for some. For some it is good news. It's well worth it, of course, on the day when they're opening the presents. But this is going to be the final video for 2023. And then we've got 3 deals to be discussing, 3 decent deals. I believe that's definitely worth your time and research. So sit back, enjoy the clip. There will be a chance at the end for you to pick out a property that might be of interest to you, and I can email you all the information. So the first property option kicking off December 2023 is going to be the property I've just mentioned that's come back on the market today. Now, the reason I'm putting this one live is I do think the seller will take an offer. It's perfect for the investor that's looking for capital appreciation, right in the city centre, so it's got all the local businesses, it's got a large demand as well, not just from a short-term let point of view for businesses, but also for the standard buy-to-let market as well. It's a 1-bedroom apartment situated on the 2nd floor. Price is 126,000. I do think they might take 120,000. I'm not 100%, but we could start offers at that price or even slightly lower just to see what sort of answer we get back. You might be asking, well, why? It doesn't matter to us in terms of the price, because we want to manage it. We're going to be managing the other 9 apartments that are situated in this block, and we're going to be using them for normal lets, long-term lets for families and professionals, and we're also going to be using them and taking advantage of serviced accommodation. Now, the nightly rates in Hull vary from £85 upwards of £120 a night. And for apartments, this value, even if you got it for £124,000, it's fantastic. I mean, it's the same nightly rate you would get in Manchester for a £200,000 apartment. Just to give you an idea, the nightly rates in Manchester now vary from 90 upwards of £115, £120 a night. It's the same for Hull, so it gives you a good idea of what you can achieve in terms of a net return. Now, on a standard buy-to-let net return, you're looking at maybe 6% net return, maybe on £750 per calendar month is what it would likely achieve to a normal let. Now, on serviced accommodation, if you allow us to step in and manage it for you on this model, you can expect a low occupancy of, let's say, 65-70% for the year, for the first year, and get a net return of 10-11%. Now, in the current climate, with the current mortgage interest rates, this is still a fantastic, profitable investment that you can look at for cash flow, and it's going to be one for the future as well. There's a lot of new transport links being put in place for Hull. There's a lot of investment going into the city, and it's still not felt the impact growth yet, especially after post-COVID when all the prices rocketed. Hull didn't really feel that impact, and it's right at the city centre as well. So one, it's going to be an area of regeneration and growth, and secondly, a price point like that, 125,000, it's an absolute bargain in the current climate. We know prices are going to go through the roof. You know, landlords' confidence now is starting to return with that lower inflation rate of 4.6%. Of course, it doesn't mean immediate interest rate reduction on people that are looking for mortgages, but we know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully we're going to see that in mid-spring, maybe start of summer 2024. So it's a great deal for those investors that are looking to finance, putting in 25-30% deposit, looking for strong rental income, both from a buy-to-let point of view and serviced accommodation point of view. Of course, we can look after you with the bookings, the cleaners. We've already employed staff in the area, so that again, this one we can kick on straight away, and you can sit back, enjoy the returns, and enjoy the upcoming growth over the next couple of years. But yeah, it's in Hull. As I mentioned, second floor, if you're interested in this one, give us a shout at the end. What I'll quickly do is show you the forecast. As you can see, this is what we do. We tend to do things on a conservative level, so we give you an idea what a bottom line income would look like, and a high end, obviously a high performance return would look like as well. Now, we average around sort of 74-75% occupancy as a sort of low average that across all 300-400 apartments we've got. We do have holiday lets as well, so holiday lets considerably do obviously occupancy rates quite lower, so 50-60% occupancy rate on a holiday let. But for this one in a city centre, it's going to be used for businesses, it's going to be used for people coming in through Hull, especially through the docks. We do get a lot of ferries through the likes of Amsterdam, and it's the reason we want to get involved in the Hull city centre area. We do have a large demand from a lot of our corporate clients like Shell. We do get a lot of renewable energy companies as well that are working on the wind turbines out in the sea that do use us as well. So we know there's going to be a demand for these properties, especially on the serviced accommodation sector. So yeah, if you're interested in this one, do get involved. Let me know at the end, option 1, and I'll get the details sent across to you. But let's swiftly move on to option 2. So option number 2, if you're not in my emailing list, I do have sort of an email circle of investors that I email every single month on different property launches. We launched 11 apartments, a new site in Rotherham Town Centre. If you're not too sure where Rotherham is, it's not too far from the likes of Sheffield. It's a short journey to Sheffield, and it's got very good business connections. There's over 40 large corporate companies on a business park in Rotherham, in the likes of Airbus, Rolls-Royce, BAE Systems. So again, you can see why we're going to be targeting this area, especially for serviced accommodation or people relocating for work purposes. But we launched 12 apartments last week, and 45% of them have sold already. Again, completely off market. In terms of market price, I think there's a £10,000 to £15,000 market discount on the market values. And there's one particular apartment that stands out to me. For some reason, I don't understand why no one's snagged this one or seen this one. It's the biggest one bed available in this block, and they're asking for a price of £93,000, which is an absolute bargain for the size. I mean, to give you an idea, it's 624 square foot, one bedroom apartment. In Manchester, it probably costs you 250 grand for something like this. And again, you probably get a developer probably squeeze a 2-bed out of it, not a 1-bed. So it's a fantastically sized 1-bed. As I mentioned, £93,000. It's situated on the first floor, and of course we're going to be targeting serviced accommodation with this one. Even as a normal buy-to-let, you're looking at what, £700 a month. If you look on the Zoopla and Rightmove estimates, £700 a month is what it would get you as a normal let. Now, with serviced accommodation, the nightly rates in this area jump up considerably. There's a large demand for serviced accommodation. There's just hardly any competition in this area. Now, we do work with a management partner called My Property Host. If you've not seen them, definitely give them a research. But we partner up with them, especially if they're heavily involved in an area. Now, My Property Host are already involved in Rotherham. They've got over 25 apartments, I believe, in that particular area, and they're on an 85-86% occupancy as it stands. So again, just to give you an idea of this area and how it's going to work. Even if it was to base things on a low occupancy rate, you're still smashing well over 10-11% net yield, and it's purely because of the price. The nightly rates, there is quite a demand for short-term let properties, so the nightly rates fluctuate considerably, right up to £130-140 a night in this area. Now, obviously the bullet point with this is it's going to be a cash purchase only, not for a mortgage. It's the big reason why we get these discounts. A lot of people ask me why it's cash only. It's because of the discounts. You know, if we're selling 11 apartments and we've got a certain time frame to do that, we do cash only deals at this point. There's nothing stopping you after completion on remortgaging them. You know, there's not going to be any lease issues or anything like that. There's no ground rents with this one. It's a long lease of 250 years. The lease also allows you to do short-term lets. And we wouldn't want to get involved on the management side if we knew the service charges were going to be excessive. There's no cap on it, and we can't oversee where every pound is being spent on maintenance. And that's speaking for all apartments with leases that we sell. So this one in Rotherham, great in terms of connections, in terms of other cities like Sheffield, Nottingham as well. But it's going to be great for serviced accommodation. There's already a partner of ours working that area. And how it's going to work is we simply partner up with them. They will manage the footfall and main offices and key handling within the area. but we also get involved on the advertisement and the bookings. So you'll have My Property Host advertising your property, and you'll have Residential Estates ourselves managing the property as well. So it's one that I definitely should think you should be looking at if you're in the market for a simple cash buy, ready to go. It would simply need a furniture pack, and we can move straight on to giving you a high return. Now, the capital growth forecast for this particular area of Rotherham, it has been awarded a £31 million regeneration injection from the council and from private investment as well, to give the town centre a bit of a boost in regeneration and to bring in more businesses, which again, more job supply, it equals capital appreciation on the property prices. So again, it is one, maybe not like Hull. Hull will perform immediately in terms of a capital appreciation, where Rotherham is going to be more sort of a 5-10 year plan, to before you start reaching that 120, 130 mark. But yeah, it's one that can just give you a simple cash return from immediate get-go on completion. As I mentioned, it will need a furniture pack. Even the one in Hull and this one will come with your standard white goods, fridge, freezer, obviously bathrooms fitted, and it will all come with 10-year bull warranties as well, because these properties have just been built and they're completed, so obviously they'll have insurance in place and warranty providers to protect you on all of that. So if you're interested in this one, give us a shout at the end and I'll send you option number 2. So the final option of the month of December, option number 3 is going to be, again, a 1-bedroom apartment situated in the area of Doncaster. Now, you might have noticed all the properties that we have launched more recently have been sort of East Midlands or North East. It's because we know where our relocation agents need properties. As you can imagine, we do work with the likes of relocation agents for Adidas, Nike, Amazon. I mean, these guys don't go on Airbnb and scroll through properties. They come to agents like ourselves and simply demand where they want properties for, whether it's a month, 2 months, 3 months, and we charge them a nightly rate. So the North East in general has been quite popular for the likes of the NHS. But this one in Doncaster is going to be popular for a number of reasons, really. It's got the likes of Amazon, who we already work with, Lidl, B&Q. Again, it's going to be one for the NHS. But I suppose what this one does have over all areas that we've got at the moment is it's got a racecourse, very popular, famous racecourse in Doncaster, which, of course, you get bookings through all year round. Now, this one got back on the market last week, so we know they'll take a deal. We got informed yesterday that they'll take 10 grand off the asking price for a cash buyer. So it's £90,000 for the apartments, and they will reduce by £10,000. So you're now looking at £80,000 for the apartments. So it's a second floor, 1-bedroom apartment, well sized as well, well finished, in a really high demand area of Doncaster. So it's popular for all investors, really, in terms of if you want to let to a student, you can. If you want to do it on serviced accommodation, you can. I mean, to give you an idea on the returns in Doncaster, because of all the sort of pulling powers of the businesses, and not just the businesses, the racecourse as well, you're looking at net returns of 12% on upwards. A 12% net would be a very conservative outlook. And if you're looking at this from a traditional standard letting point of view, you're looking at between £500-600 per calendar month if you didn't want to do short-term lets. Again, it's going to be one we team up with My Property Host. They do heavily populate this area in the east. So Doncaster and the one in Rotherham, we're going to be partnering up with My Property Host. But it's sort of like using 2 agents to sell a property. Whoever gets the booking, whoever gets the sale, gets the commission on the management. So from your point of view, it doesn't really matter who wins the booking as long as it performs. And as I mentioned, My Property Host are well over the 85% occupancy rate for this area. If you want me to set up a call with you and them to run through figures in terms of performance, we can do that. And with our own management team as well, we can set that up. But I think it's a good one to finish on. £80,000. Oh, it's £80,500 because it's on the market for £90,500. So 10 grand knocked off for a cash buyer. Not taking on any mortgages at the moment. I think it's because of the actual delay in the market and interest rates. People budget in and things getting delayed. This is why sellers do come to us with these cash offers, which is good for you because you're getting a discount. But of course, we can then move on swiftly with our management. And like I said, all these properties that we market, it doesn't matter to us what price you get it for. As long as we get the management and you get a good deal. It's a win-win in both of our eyes. So that concludes our property options buy-to-let deals for the month of December 2023. If you're interested in either option, just simply drop me an email on chris.smith@propertyinvestmentcontact.co.uk. Let me know the preferred option that you're interested in, just along with your contact details. I'll get all the information sent to you, your brochure, your floor plans, the very important local information as well, and the rental forecast, along with our management fees and helping you guys out as well on the management. Now, that concludes the video for this year. I want to thank you all for your support. You've been fantastic. A big congratulations to everyone that's bought a property, especially through YouTube as well. We look forward to managing the properties for you. I know a lot of investors that I bought from this year. My phone is very busy on a weekly basis. So I want to thank you for your support. We'll look forward to doing business with you again in 2024. So yeah, a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I hope I've not forgot anything else, have I? No, I think that's about it. And yeah, I look forward to speaking to you in the new year. Lastly, as you all know, I'm an ex-army guy. I help a lot of ex-military guys. Help for Heroes charity. I've got a Samaritan's number. So all you guys that are struggling with mental health, please do get in touch and reach out, especially over the Christmas period. If you don't want to do it on the phone, do it by email. They've got email contacts as well. But the best thing you can do is reach out and get help. But thank you guys for everything. Please do click a like and a subscribe. Enjoy your Christmas and New Year break, and speak to you soon. Thank you.